Picture this: Trinidad and Tobago, a nation of steel pan, carnival, and calypso. But right now, the headlines are darker than a blackout at carnival. A high-profile criminal, Raji Ali, has been detained under a state of emergency, and the story is shaking the islands. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand who's behind the radical Islamic criminal gang, why public officials are on edge, and how even prisons aren't safe from corruption. And hey, before we get into the chaos, smash that like button, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below. Let's get this story trending faster than a road march baseline. Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of Homeland Security of Trinidad and Tobago, Roger Alexander, earlier this week, has signed an order to detain the high-profile criminal Raji Ali, who has been under guard at the military Teteron barracks from the start of the state of emergency. Teteron barracks, that's not just a prison. It's like Fort Knox with a Caribbean twist. And Raji Ali? He's been under the watch of some of the most alert security forces the island has to offer. Think of it as being stuck in a very high-stakes reality show. Except failure isn't just getting voted off. This isn't just about one man. It's a reflection of how radicalized elements exploit religious identity to consolidate power. While most Muslims live peacefully, the radical faction often clashes with Trinidad's predominantly Christian societal norms, creating tension that makes national headlines. According to the reports, the detention order indicates that Raji Ali has been communicating and engaging in gang activities even when he was incarcerated in the maximum security prison and at Teteron, Staubles Bay. Further reports claim that the detainee poses an immediate threat to the public, according to the order. Imagine being locked up but still running a criminal empire, like it's a Zoom call with your crew. He's basically rewriting the rules of prison productivity, except the output is, unfortunately, deadly. And here's the kicker. Some of these gangs use religion to justify actions that fly in the face of the moral values taught in Christian-majority communities. Things like targeting public officials, intimidation, and violence in sacred or public spaces. Minister Alexander confirmed that the order for his detention was issued on August 18th and published today. He explained that Ali's continued detention was necessary because he is able to communicate and participate in gang activities while being in prison, and warned that there is a real and clear danger to members of the public, including public officials and members of the protective services, which could become real if he is not held under preventive detention. Even behind bars, this guy has been sending out criminal memos. Preventive detention isn't just a law, it's a national safety mechanism. And it underscores the reality that a small fraction of extremists within a religious minority can create disproportionate fear and tension in a society that values Christian ethics, like respect for public life, peaceful resolution, and lawfulness. Reportedly, Ali has been also identified as the leader of the radical criminal gang. He, along with another gang named GR8, conspired the target killings against the law officers and public officials in public places by the high-powered rifles. High-powered rifles aimed at public officials? This isn't petty street drama. This is domestic terror with a religious spin, which makes it especially jarring in Trinidad's Christian-majority society, where guns are not part of everyday life, and the cultural expectation is that conflict is mediated, not militarized. According to the reports, the authorities stated that the detention order was also issued for two more men named Hamid Ashraf Ali, the brother of the detainee Ali and Earl Richards. The reports also claim that they are identified as members of the same gang as Raji Ali. Family loyalty taken to a very dark extreme. When religious ideology mixes with familial allegiance and criminal enterprise, the potential for public danger multiplies, and it can clash heavily with the Christian principles of forgiveness, peace, and law-abiding community life. In addition to this, a detention order has also been issued for a senior prison official who is accused of assisting high-profile prisoners to continue their crimes from inside the prison premises and attempting to do the same from the military's Teteron barracks. The accused has been identified as prison supervisor Garth Guada in the detention order. Some people think prison jobs are all about paperwork and counting spoons. Not here. This supervisor allegedly moonlights as a criminal facilitator, even undermining Christian societal ideals of justice and fairness, helping a radicalized gang operate freely. According to the order, the senior prison official has been credibly identified as an associate of the radical Islamic criminal gang, linked to murder-accused Raji Ali, as well as other gangs with the intention of facilitating gang-related activities. So now we have gangs, rifles, and insiders helping from the inside. It's a situation that amplifies friction between a minority radical group and the Christian majority moral expectations, a small segment making life dangerous for everyone else. Minister Roger Alexander claimed that during the time of state emergency in a country like Trinidad and Tobago, the person can be arrested without the immediate charge and also can be kept as longer than the described period by the law to protect the public. Translation: don't worry about due process, just trust us. In times like this, the law prioritizes protection over procedure, especially when a radical group's values clash with mainstream Christian ethics and threaten societal order. Trinidad has always walked a fine line between national security, public safety, and civil liberties. When gangs adopt religious branding, like the radical Islamic criminal gang, the stakes rise dramatically. Combine that with past scares like the 1990 Jamaat al-Muslimin coup, and you see why preventive detention is essential. Even a tiny extremist faction can create fear and tension in a society where Christian principles of peace, community, and respect for authority are foundational. In Trinidad, a few radical actors can feel like a national crisis, even though the majority of Muslims live peacefully. So there you have it, Raji Ali, his gang, and even inside accomplices in the prison system. A story of crime, corruption, and danger right at the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, and a reminder of how radicalism in a minority group can clash sharply with Christian majority societal norms. If you found this breakdown shocking, insightful, or jaw-dropping, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think the state of emergency should continue, or is there a better way to handle these threats? Thanks for watching, and remember, stay informed, stay safe, and stay tuned for more untold stories from the Caribbean.